We are being recorded.
Welcome to another episode of the SOS Show. We got Frank on board, and he's toting with him a portable banjo for his yearly retreat with a bunch of folk that he's been getting together with for 20 years now. And as I understand, you're heading to Vegas. Tell me about the group. What's going on?
Well, it's been about 24 years. We all started off in an organization called Young Entrepreneurs Organization. At the time, we were all young, under the age of 30, and we were small business people trying to find our way in the world. And the organization is a worldwide organization, thousands of members across the world, and we were all in the Los Angeles chapter, and it's all about personal and professional growth. So we've been a group called a forum for more than 20 years now, and we meet monthly and we talk about personal, professional, financial, spiritual, family, anything really that's on our mind. These are among the most intimate people I know in the world. We can talk about anything with each other. And so in addition to meeting monthly, we take an annual 3-year, 4-day retreat, and that is starting this morning.
How great is that? And this is something you look forward to each year?
Oh yeah, it's a great thing. And I am a pianist and a banjo player. I picked up the banjo when I was about 13 years old in response to the Deliverance theme, Dueling Banjos, which captivated me. Picked up the banjo back in 73 or so, and have been playing it. It's been a part of me ever since, and it goes wherever I go.
That's fantastic. Too bad we didn't whip it out. We have some banjo playing this morning.
It'll be whipped out later on today. It's really
on the bus ride, right?
Probably, yeah. So we're going to be talking, later today about, some personal goals, spiritual, emotional health, growth, taking care of ourselves, all sorts of things like that. We've grown well beyond the business sphere.
Well, as I picked you up, I saw you had a leaf, so you're obviously a health conscious, environmental bound person, right?
Did you know? You probably didn't notice the solar panels that are on the roof, and there's a solar inverter down there. So we do solar, and then I charge my electric car using solar panels. It's pretty cool.
Frank lives in the canals, which is the Venice Canals, which is a really special place. Been there a long time?
Let's see. I bought a teardown in the canals, a little shack in 1988. Back then, the canals didn't look anything like they do now. They were really run down, pretty mucky. Realtors say that there was a time a little before that you couldn't give property away in the canals. Nobody wanted to live there. It was just decrepit and pretty gross, and the sidewalks had crumbled, and mostly a lot of old shacks there. And so I bought one of those shacks. There was something I was attracted to, all the funkiness of it, and I was fortunate enough to be able to build a home there. And while my home was being built, or actually I built it myself as a owner-builder, the canals got redone, and it has since been completely gentrified, and it is just the most beautiful place to live.
My parents were beatniks, and we lived in Venice in 1956.
That was the population. The sad thing, which really sad, I think, about Venice and in the canals, is that the character of the communities really changed a lot in the last several years. I think the people that made Venice, that made it interesting and great, the beatniks, as you might call them, the writers, the actors, the musicians, the artists, the counterculture, the people that were really unique and kind of quirky, and I consider myself among them, are being displaced. They can't afford the rents. Landlords are selling the old places and putting up, selling them, and developers are putting up now multi-million-dollar McMansions. And so the people that really made Venice really special and cool are being kind of forced out, and the character of the community's really changed.
Well, when we left Venice, we went to Topanga, which was another poor area to live in, and that's changed, obviously, as you know. Then we moved to Potrero Hill, which was the poorest area of town. Now it's, a multi-million-dollar
Where's
condo.
Potrero Hill? I don't know that one.
It's overlooking the city of San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
It's up in the hill. And then we moved to Hillsburg, and we lived in a commune, and that was the poorest area of town. Now you can't afford property in any of those cities. But you're right, it's all about money. It all comes down to, there's only so much land out there, and Venice, I mean, it's quite unique as it is is on the beach, and it's it's only so much land.
Yeah.
And it's popular, so it's gonna.
I was fortunate to get in when I did, and as a musician, I just immediately bonded with a lot of. There are some really, really talented people in the Venice area, and I was able to form a band with that banjo, and a bluegrass band.
Really?
We've been playing for about 20 years together. We call ourselves the Shoe Flies. There are 5 of us. All 4 of the 5 lived in the canals at the time. 1 lived nearby, and now I am the only one left in the canals, come to think of it. Everybody else has moved away for one reason or another. A lot of it having to do with cost of housing and being evicted and all sorts of things like that. So I miss it.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a good cook?
Yeah, I really am.
Do you have a nice kitchen? Is it like a
Yeah. My wife, may she rest in peace, was a dietitian, and I'm in the food business. That's my job. I'm a distributor to restaurants and hotels. So I have access to really great food. We eat as organically as we can. We are meat eaters, and we get grass-fed, organically raised meat through my business, and organically raised poultry.
This is fantastic. I love meat. Hey, so here's your invitation. I would love you to be the first on our new genre for the cooking show. It's called Cooking Styles of the Music Moguls.
Oh, you're kidding.
And it's where you cook your favorite meal for your friends for a dinner party. And it's in support of your favorite charity. So you're doing it for charity. Everything on camera is for sale, and the proceeds go to fund the production and to fund the charities that we support.
Sounds like something I do for free anyway.
And most people are saying yes. We've got some fabulous stars lined up, and we're going to shoot it in 3D, virtual reality, regular definition, and we did 3 episodes, and it's a ball. It's so much fun.
Wow. As a matter of fact, when I'm coming back Friday night, and Saturday is the 1-year anniversary of my wife's passing.
Oh.
So I've got. Thank you. Yeah, I've got. We're celebrating life the way she'd want us to. I'm having about 40 people over. There'll be a bunch of musicians. We'll be playing bluegrass and folk in the front yard, which is one of my favorite things to do. Then we'll have some food. I cooked my ass off to get ready for it, and then we're going to go inside the house and play some jazz and blues and some rock and things inside the house. I've got probably about 5 gallons of chili prepared, just dozens of pieces of cornbread, a bunch of watermelon, margarita mix ready to go. So I prepped all this before I left.
Well, I could bring the tequila, the gin, the vodka, the rum, and beer.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for this weekend, but we can stay in touch.
Okay. That's wonderful. Yeah, so it's and the reason I created the show was to promote my charity, but I realized that it really is more important it'll be in the background, obviously supported, but the foreground needs to be the person that's the guest. And if they can't cook, they can invite a famous chef, their mother, their daughter to help, and it's all about friends getting together and having a good time.
I enjoy cooking.
It's the greatest thing.
I'm good at it. Not very many people are, and my wife did most of the cooking around the house when she was alive, but when she left us, that put me as the head chef in the house, and I've got a 22-year-old son who's living with me. He needs to be fed, and so we do it, and he helps too.
Okay, I've got a challenge for you. You must be great at guacamole.
I'm sad to say I'm not, and I eat almost anything, but avocados are not one of the things I ever got into.
Really?
So I am like the only Californian that doesn't care for avocados and guacamole.
Because I make the best guacamole, and it's on the first episode of the SOS Show.
Oh, I'm so sorry. not my thing.
I'm sure your friends all eat it, though.
Oh, yeah, everybody does. Just I'm the one that...
You can make this to your next event, and you'll have raves over it.
Yeah.
It's at the first episode on the card I'm going to give you.
Well, tell me about the charity you do.
Well, it's supporting our servicemen. It was founded in 2011. I was on a military base where I raised some money for a solar company called Modern Day Marine, and this was a solar invention. And for some of my life, I was surrounded by military, and I always wanted to thank them, like most people do. Mm-hmm. And I came up with supporting our servicemen. And it's basically an organization that you'll see around town. You probably saw this in some storefronts around town. Baja Cantina gives 20% off. There's Harley Davidson's a member, Toyota, Sino Trattoria, China, all members, and we list them on the site. We give them a discount for their storefront and for their site, and they give discounts to veterans. Veterans put their zip code in and find out where to dine, where to stay, and where to shop for discounts. So, and that's one thing we do. We have a sailboat. We give them sailboat rides for free. We take them out on fishing trips, and the site also has resource connections, to find free lawyering and free this and free that. And then I came up with a thing called Monty's List, which is on that card there, and that was where you can gift an unwanted item to a local veteran in your neighborhood. But that, like the regular site, needs exposure. That's why I created the cooking show, and we've got John Paul DeJoria is going to be on it next month, and we've got Cher and a lot of people that said yes. But and it looks like Bruno Mars is probably going to be on it because his manager's part of it now. We're going to have some big musicians and stars and celebrities, and all supporting their charity and having fun.
How great.
Cooking.
I'm a little known musician, very little known in the canals, and I'm a celebrity chef on my block. My neighbors know me.
Well, it's again, we're all celebrities in our own right.
So the idea is basically have a bunch of people over, throw some money in a box. And,
No, not at all. No, not that at all. No, it's just have 8 to 10 a dinner party. I mean, you can cook for 40 if you wanted to cook for 40, but it's basically just a dinner party. Everyone having fun, and we roll camera and hopefully come up with some. And you can promote anything you like, your band, your passions, your company, your politics, whatever you like, and we just have fun.
We'll do something. We can make something happen when the shoe flies are over.
When the what?
The shoe flies. That's my bluegrass band.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And you guys can perform as well. It's a half-hour show, so it shows you preparing the food, shows you talking about whatever, shows a dinner party, and shows maybe a jam session.
Sounds like fun.
It is fun. It's been a blast. First episode was an actress. Second was a comedian. And the third was on a yacht with a prince. And everything you see is on sale. Your album, the booze, the food, the clothing we're wearing, and all the sponsors' products. And again, the proceeds go to funding the show and supporting the charities.
I don't know what I can sell. What can be sold?
Do you have an album?
We don't.
Well,
we're very non-commercial. We actually, most of our work as the Shoe Flies, we do non-profit social causes, fundraisers.
There you go. We got one there.
For local schools, street festivals, things like that.
We'll turn this into a quasi fundraiser.
We could figure something out on that.
Figure something out. As long as you want to do it and you love to cook and you want to have fun.
I always have friends over. I said I do it for free.
Well, good.
Without a cause.
This is a cause, and it's for free, and we're going to have some fun.
Driving in LA.
She's going too fast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being agreeing to be on the show.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you for 13 minutes of your time, and
that was fun.
It was fun. See. Welcome back to the show. We've got Jason and Peter on board, and they're blowing town because they just had enough.
Yeah.
I know. I picked them up in the seediest area of town. Now, I'm sorry if you guys were born and bred there. I really apologize. I want to apologize because I shouldn't say it was a seedy area town, even though it was a lot of seeds on the ground.
Definitely sucked.
There was a lot of pot everywhere. So what are you guys up to today? What kind of trouble are you going to get into?
We're taking an airplane back to Boston. Going back. Yeah, we're leaving.
Back to Boston?
Yeah.
I just called a guy from Boston, one of my business partners.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's where we're going back.
It's a good area.
He says it's a beautiful day today.
In Boston.
Yeah. Look at you can see the ocean, guys.
Yeah, it's nice.
Up here.
Are these like oil drilling? Like,
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
This looks like a,
So you're going back to Boston?
Yep.
Are you guys Bostonians?
This guy is.
I don't hear any accents.
I know. I don't have one. I don't know why.
What the hell is that about?
Some people just don't have them. I mean,
Move over a little bit to your left.
Oh, right.
I can see it.
Okay, yeah.
So you guys can see yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You're on candid camera
Show business.
with the hocus focus. You're in
So what's the next adventure for you? What's the next excursion?
Again, motivational speaking, because I've been doing that for the last on this show. There's a purpose behind the show, but I've said it enough times during the interviews. I don't want to. I'll tell you it later. But well, no, I'll tell you it again because maybe you haven't seen the show. We're giving that rocket phone you see there to veterans, and we're giving them a half-hour free time slot on a national network, and they keep all the proceeds. So it's a way we're thanking our veterans, giving them a way to make a living.
I like the pamphlet.
It's a
Yeah,
it's
the
an
graphics are
unbelievable
awesome.
phone. This phone will blow you away. It's 3D without glasses, 400G speed.
400G?
400G. This is 5G what we're doing here.
How can you do 400G?
It's NASA phone. NASA has 1,000 patents. I mean, they're partners with NASA, JP.
I see. Okay.
Anyway, so that we're giving the phone away. We're giving free half-hour time slot. All they have to do is create content. So with the SOS Show, which you can go to YouTube and put the SOS Show in and see my interviews.
This is the SOS
It's
Show.
that easy to produce content. Right now, we're producing content with Jason and Peter.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're going to talk about something interesting, because why else would you be watching? So, you guys, tell me about you guys. You're a team?
So we work at a public access TV station in Boston, actually Somerville, Massachusetts, so right
Okay.
outside of Boston. Yeah, he's a wedding photographer. I'm a videographer. So
Oh.
yeah, just it's a lot of fun. It's crazy. Public access TV is still alive and well in Massachusetts for some reason, and we're part of it. So.
Well, it's funny you should say that. When people bought their Roku, their Amazon, or their Fire Stick, they typically drop cable and then they drop their local access. And that's very, very bad. So the company I'm working with, where we're giving the free access to the veterans, is bringing public access back.
Hell yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's
And it's called STV, for streaming TV. And I'm going to have a half hour for my cooking show. And I'm going to have a half hour in every city in America for a veteran, one veteran per city, to create cooking shows or whatever he wants to do. And he keeps all the money from any kind of sponsorships he's going to get. So he's got a free phone from Rocket, and all they ask for is a 30-second commercial. I'm teaching them how to do it and giving them the access. So I want a commercial for SOS, my nonprofit for veterans, and everybody's happy. So we're going to have 2,000 of those around.
Wow.
And that's the plan.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
I'm trying. So I'm driving Lyft to prove a point.
Yeah.
It's
a good way to
I'm
promote
gonna
it,
make $8 with you guys and produce content.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a paid producer. Oh my God!
Yeah.
How?
YouTube doesn't even
I just
monetize.
spent the last half hour with a young black child and his mother, and he's 16. Got great dreams. I gave him a one-on-one inspirational talk
Okay.
on how to look at life, how to grab life by the balls. You know, is that proper? It's
your show, man.
It's my show.
Right.
Grab life by the throat. That's what it is, and shake it. You know, and live it, man.
Would you tell?
You're
What was the?
Oh my God! You
summary
gotta.
would you tell
Well,
them?
I've got lots of great things.
Well, that was in the other show.
Yeah.
I mean, were you recording for that one?
No, I didn't record that
Okay, well,
one.
then give
That
us,
was
give us some highlights here.
Well, I mean, it's in throughout the series, but basically, life is a series of left and right turns. Left, right, left turn, go to college. Right turn, don't go to college, as an example. And you have to look at every decision you make as the right decision. Never look back with any regrets and say, I made the right decision doing this. Live with it, and you'll get confidence in yourself, and it'll breed success in your life. So always, never look in the rearview mirror. Always look forward.
Yeah.
You know, and really, life is. Most people, I didn't tell him this, but most people, the majority of people don't get what life's about till they're 50 years old. And that's a lot of water under the bridge. That's a lot of wasted life, you know. So I've been around the world. I hitchhike around the world. But as I said before, I've been in many trades, and I know what's going on. And I like to see people prove me wrong, but life is. My parents didn't make it past 35, so I've outlived them, and anyone who's outlived them is in the winning part of the game. Life is a game. You don't have to cheat and steal to win it. You just have to be a good person, do the right thing, and it's a ball. It's so much fun, and you have to have fun. So
It's nice to hear.
as I
You know,
tell
don't hear
people,
that a lot, personally.
as I inspire people, I tell them, you know, how to look at life. Let's go right here. It's kind of hard to do two things at
Yeah,
once.
it's
Yeah, I
some
hear you.
traffic.
So if you guys see I'm making any mistakes, I'm gonna pull over the top.
Right.
So life is for the living, you know. I mean, it is such an easy thing. Every day is a scene in your movie. Every
Yeah.
single day.
I like that.
This is a scene in all three of ours movies. We're all going different directions. Actually, we're going to the airport right now. But maybe we end up in different directions.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can make this scene a really fun, exciting, vibrant scene, or you can make it dull, like most people do on an airplane, and don't even talk to their neighbors. People go down in life with blinders. They don't want to talk to anybody new, no strangers. Don't talk. He's sitting next to me for 8 hours. Don't talk to him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. This is ridiculous. You know how many degrees of separation there are between us? I guarantee you, if we had enough time, we could sit here and we know a mutual friend. I have a friend in Boston. He knows a friend in Boston. I mean, if you guys know anybody in the tennis world, we're connected. My sons were professional tennis players. You know, I mean, it's such a small world. I can go anywhere in the world, and I've proven it time and again. You sit down with someone and you work it out. There's a common denominator. Okay? So it's a small world. Keep your nose clean. Don't be greedy. Greedy is a terrible thing. Let me put that down here. I forgot about that. Greedy. Greed. We all have a greed button in us, right? You just got to keep it in check, you know? Now, another thing I didn't tell him, and I'm going to tell you. There's 2 books you have to read.
Okay.
Have to read. Well, you don't have to read the second one. You have to read the first one. The first one is The 4 Agreements. JP gave it to me recently, and when a billionaire gives you a book, you better read it.
Yeah.
And it was very nice of him to give it to me. I think, and he's given it to all his employees, which is great. And if you have employees, give it to all your employees. Give it as gifts. If the world reads this book and abides by it, it'll be a better place. 4 Agreements. Sorry for you people that have watched all the other shows, but a lot of people haven't watched the shows. You're watching it. These guys are celebrities. Watch. So the book is The 4 Agreements. Agreement number 1, be impeccable with your word. Agreement number 2, never take what people say personally. It's hard for girls, but it's really important. Who gives a shit what they say? It's usually, but they have a problem, right? They have issues. So it's not about you, what people say. Third one is never make assumptions. God, I caught myself making assumptions. I lost a big deal last night. A couple really big deals. I'm thinking, oh, it's about me. It's probably he doesn't like me. So I'm making assumptions. And I'm getting myself all kinds of trouble. I said, Lonnie, the 3rd agreement, don't make assumptions. And, you know, you guys are assuming something about me. You don't know me. Oh, he's a Lyft driver. He's down out on his luck or whatever. We all make assumptions. Bad things to do.
Yeah.
The 4th one, always do your best. Those 4 agreements, you live by them, life will be good for you. Second book, it's a book I wrote about my life. It's called Lester's Legacy. So my name is Lester Monta Cook III, and I've lived a pretty bizarre life. And it's got some of my advice in it, but it's more in my story, what happened, how I went from riches to rags, basically. It's not a rags to riches story, but it's the riches to rags story.
Rags, yeah.
So anyway, so those are the kind of things I cover, and so let me tell you about the Epiphany now. Again, I never have dreams. So I dreamt the other night that I met this pastor, and he convinced me to go to church. Never been to church in my life. So I decided to go to church and see him do his thing. And I guess it's a religious thing that happens in these churches, I guess.
It's usually how it goes.
I don't know. I've never been to one. Anyway, so I show up and everyone says, where's the pastor? And he didn't show up. So this isn't right. You know, he's got a whole flock of people looking to him to give them guidance. And so we all said, well, let's go out and try to find him. I guess I happened to find him in the dream. And I said, what happened? He goes, there's too much pressure. I can't handle the pressure. It's just too much. They're all looking toward me. And I don't think I can lead them anymore. And so I said, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Because, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I said, I'll share the stadium with you, the podium. You'll talk about your religious crap, and I'll talk about life lessons and how to look at life and how to be happy and how to, be a good person. And just those kind of things that I'm good at. And maybe together we'll, because I'm not sure if I could do it by myself anyway, and I'll do some motivational speaking. That was my dream. So I'm thinking, I might have had an epiphany. I don't even know how to spell the word.
Yeah.
Again, I think I know what it means.
Yeah.
It's a moment that things change for you.
Uh-huh.
And again, I've been in more careers than most people have even dreamed about having, and they're all just a challenge. Which I love challenges. I love solving problems, and I certainly don't love doing the same thing every day. So right now I've got about 18 different irons in the fire for deals. Lost a few last night, unfortunately. But life goes on. Do I look in the rearview mirror? No. Should you do as I do, not as I say? No. do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But I caught myself doing the assumption thing. I'm going, Molly, you're making assumptions. You know, it could be he's just, and I find out today, he just got some major deals happening, and he can't do my deals, which are only worth $10 to $100 million. You know, he's doing some major deals in major countries and major cities. So with this Rock Mobile deal, it's amazing. Anyway, so enough about me. Getting back to you guys, public access. I did a public access show 40 years ago it was called Behind the Scenes.
Was that in the LA area? Or
yeah, in the LA area. I did it at public access, couple shows, and I would take someone in the film business and ask them about the business. And one was my uncle, who was an Academy Award winner. He was kind enough to subject himself to the interviews.
What was his name?
Ken Hartford. He won an Academy Award for a cartoon named Ursats. So anyway, so I guess I've been interviewing people for quite a time. I had a show called Make a Hollywood Movie. I was streaming video before anyone was streaming video. I had a computer, I showed up at a red carpet, a party, a movie set, a TV set, and I asked actors and actresses 2 questions. One, I didn't ask them, my host did. I had a male and a female host, different hosts. I asked them what their dream was in life, because just because they're a movie star doesn't mean they had a dream of becoming a movie star. Uh-huh. They might have been want to be a soccer player or whatever. And then I asked them, what advice do you have for someone that wants to get into your field? Celebrity advice. Can't go wrong with that. It's not timestamped. See, in your public access days, if I give you guys some advice, you don't want to do things that are timestamped. You don't want to talk about the Kentucky Derby 2018. Yeah. You want to talk about training a horse to go into a Kentucky Derby. Something that's not timestamped.
Yeah.
Because then you could, you agree?
Evergreen content.
It's called evergreen. See, there you go, I learned something. I call it timestamped. And I'll never remember evergreen because they suffer from CRS, unfortunately. You guys know what that is, of course.
I have no idea. What is it?
Terrible, debilitating disease. You don't know what's
CRS?
Can't remember shit. Terrible. You know how I had to memorize that for a long time. What does CRS stand for?
Yeah, what is CRS?
Drilled in my head. CRS. You must also know that I suffer from SAD. SADD. You got to know what that is.
No.
Oh, come on, guys. You don't know your disease is? Super ADD. You can tell I suffer from super ADD. Yeah. Can't you? Come on. Anyway, so these shows are fun, hopefully. Informative. We learned a little bit about Boston. Access Television's booming in Boston. What's your biggest public access show that was they got you the Nobel Peace Prize?
We're still trying. We're still trying to win it.
Yeah, we haven't achieved peace quite yet.
Yeah, we're getting there. But no, I think our goal is to we don't have to be as big as possible. It's just more in helping the community, and if that's what we do, then that's the goal.
Well, help the community and tell people about supporting our servicemen, which is a national organization designed to thank and help our veterans. And when you see this logo around town,
oh, cool, okay,
around the country,
SOS.
It means they're giving discounts to veterans. And we don't make anything from it. It's just a way of a company to increase their business, earn customer loyalty, spread patriotism, and thank our veterans with a small discount. It's a simple.
Are you a veteran as well?
No, I'm just poor little orphan that wants to thank veterans.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I was born a poor little black child. I was going to tell that kid earlier. I was born a poor little black child.
Yeah.
But
that's good. I mean, supporting our veterans always is.
It's good for business, man. It's good for the country. People don't thank them once a year. I hate when they say, "Oh, we're going to give veterans a discount at Denny's this year. It's Veterans Day. Let's thank them this one day a year. They're only starving and fucking freezing on the side of the fucking road. God damn it, people! Join SOS." So I wrote a song. I'm a songwriter.
You gonna sing?
No, I can't sing with a singer. My mother was a singer. She sang with the big bands. According to Ronald Reagan, he's on the cover of the book that I wrote because that's the only picture I have of my mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan?
It's Ronald Reagan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he called me when he was governor, wrote me when he was president. Really nice guy. He had total recall when I knew him. You know he had total recall? You know what total recall is, right?
No.
You remember everything.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
So the opposite of you.
The opposite of me,
totally.
exactly. And then he ended up like me with CRS.
Oh, I see, yeah.
He had he lost it all.
Yeah, it is.
But I would have loved to have a good memory, boy.
So she met Reagan?
In the 40s, they dated. He was in, you know,
they
they're both in,
dated?
yeah.
Oh.
They were very serious. He only dated like 7 women in his life.
Oh, she's one of them.
She's one of them. And he was real nice to me. I got letters from the president. I talked to the governor and met the president. You know.
Did she have any stories about him? How he was?
She died when I was 9. She didn't get to tell me
yeah.
anything. You know, rest her soul. She was a rebel.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful woman. She was noted as having the best body in Hollywood,
Oh, okay.
which I guess isn't a bad thing.
No, it's I wish I could win that.
I wish I had a best body in Marina Del Rey.
Anywhere, yeah.
That's where I live.
Awesome.
So, again, we're coming to the end of our conversation. We got 15 minutes. You're half a show. Thanks, guys. Any advice for the crowd on public access?
Just support the veterans. Keep on watching.
Keep making stuff. Talk about your community.
Yeah.
Get it out there.
Yeah.
Always
Because
think
everything is getting localized now.
I think it's
Yeah.
there's a trend towards that.
Yeah.
very
And
true.
Amazon's going local. Check this out, guys. That's the biggest plane in the world.
Oh, really?
Asiana Airbus. Look at that. 500 people are sitting in that thing right now.
2 floors.
Let me spin her around. Look at this, guys. This is it. The largest airplane in the world.
It really is.
Yeah.
For commercial, right? It's for commercial.
That's a passenger airline.